Yeah, so from a development perspective, what were the biggest challenges in implementing a headless PWA? Specifically, it's a big paradigm shift. Anything that really stood out to you that was different from, say, a liquid code base to, a Vue Nux code base?
Yeah, obviously, our team had been used to working in Liquid when we started, so there was some learning curve challenges that happened there. But Nacelle was a great partner in that aspect because your development team is super well versed and was able to coach us on the areas we needed coaching, and we were able to run with it after that, which was great. But as far as the technical challenges, I'd say they were twofold for Enzo. First was just layers of technical debt from several previous site iterations. And secondly, our product catalog structure within Shopify was a enormous challenge. Um, and like I said before earlier, I didn't want to port any of that technical debt over. I wanted to get a clean code base to start from so we could focus on maximizing performance. And not even our CSS. We rewrote our CSS from scratch because we came up with a new CSS architecture for it to support other future nacelle builds that we're going to do. And we did that by separating our code out even one further step from the nacelle starter pack by using what we affectionately call our component library, which is its own npm private package that we can reuse and reuse over and over again. And it took a lot of time and planning on our part to figure out that architecture and how we wanted it to work. But again, that's the beauty of the nacelle platform and framework, is that you can kind of do whatever you want with it, and you provide these different avenues, and it's just a matter of picking the one that's best for you and your team. So that was the technical debt. Every company is going to have technical debt. Enzo had its fair share, but for us it was just easier just to start with a clean slate and focus on current code conventions and future proofing as much as possible. And then that became a very easy thing for us. And today it's one of our favorite things about the new code base is we don't really have that technical debt. It's a joy to work in compared to hopping around Liquid and and trying to find crafty solutions to problems that most modern frameworks solve for you. And then on the second problem being the product catalog, Shopify's got this completely hard-coded limit on variants. There's this 100 variant limit that you can't really do anything about on the Shopify platform. I think it makes, if I look at it from Shopify's perspective and what they're doing and what they offer for their client base, I think it makes sense.
Right.
But for a product catalog like Enzo's, that's quite large and always changing. We hit that 100 variant limit really fast with the way that we were going. So essentially, we had created our workaround, which is well documented. I've recently talked to several other Shopify store owners, and I was curious. I'm like, do you guys run into this 100 variant limit? They're like, oh yeah, all the time. And apparently there must be a whole bunch of blog articles about how to solve this in a particular way, because everyone solved it with the same solution that we did, which was to create kind of these top level phantom products that each have 99 variants in them. And then on the front end in Liquid and Ajax and JavaScript, you loop through all of them, load them all in, and it works. Granted, it works, but ultimately, you can stitch it all together on the front end, but it comes with its cost and performance, no matter what. That could be from just slower initial load times, or if you get everything to work asynchronously, your page loads and then things continue to load while the user's already interacting with it. So it creates a bad user experience or a slow user experience. In either case, it's going to impact your conversion. So the solution with Nacelle was really, really elegant, in that we could change our entire product catalog, which was a monumental effort, but it was the right decision again, because not only did we better align with the way that Shopify had kind of structured their product to work, but it aligned better with our operational team. So everywhere from nomenclature that we use from our marketing content to fulfillment was way more synergistic and worked a lot better once we made the switch. And then on the Nacelle side of things, we could split out all those different variants into more top level products. So we have way more products in our catalog today, but they're way they're more organized in a much better fashion. So essentially for us, our challenge was color and size. So, we sell silicone rings. It doesn't seem like there'd be that many variants there, but, we offer 13, 14 sizes in most of our rings, and, 10, 12, 15 colors. So you start doing the math there, you're running your limits real fast. So essentially in our product catalog restructure, we took color out of the variant list and moved it up to the top level products. Now we have a product per color, and all we have is size for variants, and it's worked extremely well. And then because the way that Nacelle statically generates all the product pages, we can stitch them together on the front end with even more individual, product data being pulled in, but it's completely unnoticeable for the client. Once you switch colors on that page, it's taking you to a new product page, but it happens instantaneously. So it's faster than any other option that we could find. And it's actually been easier for us to manage now, because we've also moved a lot of our other, color swatch information, product size information, metadata, and all this other stuff that we like to use to create a really nice consumer experience into custom meta fields in Shopify, which we can mass update with spreadsheets and things like that. Or there's so many different ways to manage it now. I just feel like the floodgates are open to us of possibilities, which is really nice.